I look alright. Today was stressful, let me tell you. Sports betting, GG. Had a parlay today. This guy Shea needed 2 more points. There was like 20 seconds left. He got fouled. He made his free throws. I mean, I won at the expense of my mental health. Like what? There's kind of like two issues with social media that I wanted to discuss today. With the first one being how social media feeds into delusions. Yeah, like the other day, I installed Pinterest for the first time. I've never used Pinterest before, other than maybe like if I saw something on Google Images and I clicked the image and it led me to Pinterest, I think maybe. But other than that, just installed it the other day because I was looking for like tattoo ideas. I don't really know if I'm gonna get a tattoo, but it was kind of just something I was interested in because, if I ever do find the right one, like I'm not really pushing for it, but if I find a cool one and the time is right, then I'll get one. You know what I mean? Kind of like a girlfriend. So yeah, I got Pinterest. I was looking at some tattoo ideas. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I actually don't really know how Pinterest works. I didn't know if there was like other accounts you can see or like you can view people's accounts, you can follow people. I didn't really know how it worked. So what I did is I thought of people I knew who would have Pinterest, which is just girls, because I don't really think guys use Pinterest like that. At least not any guys that I know. So I searched this girl up that I go to school with, I've been friends with for a while. I saw her account and oh my god, let me tell you. So I see her pin and it's just like all this self-care, self-improvement, emotional maturity, gym stuff. And it's like, okay, it's cool. Like I respect it. You know what I mean? You want to, you're aspiring to like reach that in life. She's never been to the gym, which confused me. And she's also like one of the most immature people I've ever met in my life. See her pin stuff and it's just like, yo, you don't even go to the gym and you're like pinning it on your account like as if you relate to it. And this kind of made me think like social media is one of those apps where like you can kind of reshape how you are perceived to other people and also yourself. So it's like seeing those pins, it kind of made me realize like you might actually just be lying to yourself. You know what I mean? And it's not just the gym picture. It's like all these, self-care things. And it's like, I don't know her whole life inside out. Like I know you well enough to know that you don't really practice what you're preaching on Pinterest. And it's like, why are you feeding into these delusions? You look at social medias like TikTok or Twitter or X or Instagram, and those are social medias where you're kind of putting yourself out there and you are reshaping your image to be perceived a certain way by other people. Pinterest, people don't really like follow other people like that on Pinterest, so it's like on those other apps you're lying to other people. On Pinterest you're just lying to yourself, which is so weird. And it kind of made me think like, is this why a lot of girls who really have no right to be as confident and cocky as they are have that big of an ego? I'm gonna talk about women here because I'm just going off of my life experience. I'm sure there are many people who can watch this video and maybe what I'm saying is gonna relate to guys that they met in their life. So I'm not like on some misogynistic thing. I'm just talking about my perception and like my life experience. I could tell because I did also go through her following and looked at like her friends and mutual friends and other people that I know, and it's like, yo, a lot of these people are lying to themselves. I used to see this like subgenre of videos on TikTok, and it was like, stop looking at inspirational things, stop looking at motivational videos to kind of get you to have a drive in life. Because what those videos do is they hit you with dopamine, right? And what that dopamine does is it makes you feel really good about yourself. And you're not actually doing anything to improve on your life to really feel good about yourself, if that makes sense. Like, for example, if I'm watching motivational workout videos and, like I need to get my life together, those type of motivational videos on TikTok, but I'm not actually doing anything to get my life together other than watch those videos, I'm getting hit with that feel-good reward chemical in my body, kind of tricking me into thinking that I'm actually doing something, but in reality I'm really just lying to myself. And that's what social media does, to be honest. Whether you're lying to yourself or lying to other people, you really need to be wary of how much social media you're using. You also need to be very wary of how much social media actually controls you. Social media really does, more rather than not, have a lot of people in a chokehold, including myself sometimes. Most of the time. You have to realize the things that you see on social media are not reality. And that's a very, very, very cliche thing that you often hear when people talk about negative effects of social media, that it's not real life and all that. But honestly, majority of the time when you hear things like that, you hear it so much that it kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. Another thing that I really want you guys to realize is these perfect relationships that you're seeing on social media are nowhere near perfect. Matter of fact, I feel like the more you see couples get posted, the more likely they are to break up. I swear, it's just true. It really is. This can kind of tie back into that dopamine thing. You could really just post these amazing clips or pictures of you with a significant other on social media because maybe your relationship's so bad that you want to lie to yourself and make you think it's so good. Because realistically, right, social media is an app where you are just putting the best moments of your life on the internet and lying to other people. And in effect of, lying to other people, you get so caught in this rabbit hole that you actually end up lying to yourself too. Yeah, I feel like I have to cut myself off before I start really repeating myself about how it really does feed into delusions. But I guess the other thing I also wanted to talk about is how much social media has us in a chokehold, like really how addicting it is. And it really does become a problem once the first thing you do when you wake up is go on social media and scroll on your phone. I kind of went over this in the last video about how starting your day off in a bad mood or feeling bad about yourself is probably one of the worst things that you can do. And social media is probably one of the biggest reasons for someone to wake up and start their day in a horrible mood. Social media can really, really dictate how you feel when you wake up. Whether that's you see something you didn't want to see, you hop on Twitter and you see breaking news about someone who passed away, or you see that there's a war going on somewhere in the world, right? And it's like, you really have to be careful of how much of that you're consuming, because over time it will add up and start to affect your mental health. And let me also preface, I'm speaking from experience too. I go on unhealthy TikTok binges. I'm talking about like, I will be on social media or TikTok scrolling for an hour, 2 hours at a time without moving out of my bed. You know what I mean? I didn't even eat breakfast yet. Turns out I already favorited 20 videos. It's like, damn. Yeah, social media is awesome. There's nothing wrong with using it every day. But you do have to keep in mind that too much of anything is bad, realistically, right? But yeah, it's like 2:30 a.m. I gotta go to bed soon. And look at this guy. I mean, this guy's already sleeping, so yeah, I'm just gonna shower and tuck that guy in. I appreciate you guys. Peace out.